What's up, guys? Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is She. If you're new here, please make sure you press that subscribe button and come join the family. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my content and to engage with my content. So, guys, as you can read by today's title, I'll be telling you about my interview experience at the US Embassy in Nairobi. Okay, I can't remember the exact date it was, but I'll start by saying if you want green card this year, it's good you start preparing for your interview early, looking for the questions that are asked and so forth. It's good to be ready. Yeah, so I can't really remember like the exact date, but I remember I woke up very early in the morning that day. I was there, I think by 5, but I think I think it goes like the early you arrive, the early your interview will go. So and then there are usually a lot of people, if I'm not wrong. So I think or also it depends maybe with your country, the country maybe. But in Kenya, I remember there are usually a lot of people. Sorry. So you need to arrive early, and then you need to carry all your documents, your or you need to have your passport, your KCSE certificates, like all your documents. Because you're going to prove that the person they have been communicating with online is there is you. You're just going to prove yourself. It's usually nothing's like serious. You're just proving yourself that the person have been sending these documents, because you've been sending your KCC certificate, your good conduct. You're just going to confirm that it's you. So it's really usually it's not that big of a deal, but you need to prepare, you need to be ready, because people are usually very very anxious. So it's good to be ready. Yeah, so I arrived, I remember, and then you go through security. Yeah, you go through security, and then I remember, I think there are two lines the for green card. Now inside, now you've gone through security, you're now inside, I think there are two lines, if I'm not wrong, for people with maybe visiting visa, yeah, like those other visas. And then for green card people, it's separate. So you go through now the second line in now the embassy. Now you're in, you've gone through security and all that. I think they call by names. Yeah, so they call your name, you go to the person, maybe here, they are usually, you see, like the bank tellers, the way they are, that's how they are. So you go, they greet you or you greet them, whichever. Yeah, and then they start asking you question to prove that it's you. So I remember, I think the first question they ask, it was, what is your name? What is your name? Obvious, your name. So you state your name, and then another question. And then before I continue, remember, if you're married and if you're single, the interview are a bit different, because obviously if you're single, they won't ask you about marriage stuff. And then if you're married, they'll ask you about your marriage, the marriage certificate, proving that it's true you people are married. You can't just fake a marriage and go there and think they won't know. It doesn't work like that. And those people who just think of faking, please don't, because you just your visa will be just denied when they know that you're just lying. You can't just fake a marriage certificate. They will know you can't fake, because the question, I'm sure they'll ask married people, if you're faking, they'll know. So please don't think of faking a marriage. Don't think, because you just be denied visa and your opportunity. That's a lifetime opportunity. Yeah, so if you're single, you just be asked about you. But if you're married, you can be asked about your spouse, and your spouse can be asked about you. So another question they ask about mostly is your host. You must know yeah, the name of your host, the address of the host. Because let's say, for example, you've stranded somewhere, you're already in the US, and you've stranded and you don't know where you're going. You can tell the person the address and they'll take you. So they ask you the address. You must know the address of the host. Sometimes it's not a must, but sometimes they can ask you what your host does, but it's not a must, but they can ask you what your host does. So in short, what I'm trying to say is you must know information about your host, like where he or she lives, what does she do, like just know information about your host. Okay, another one they'll ask you is about your school background. Your school background, obvious, maybe which high school did you go to, which if you went to university. I think I was asked this one, which university you went to, what did you study, and such question about your school background. So obviously about your school. So that's another question. Another thing, please just answer what you've been asked. Don't start going, kuongeza more stories and more stories. If they ask the school, just answer the school and wait. Don't start saying, oh, as in, don't start adding things that you've not been asked. That's the main one, by the way. Just answer the question that you've been asked. Full stop. If umeulizwa jina, just say jina and keep quiet. Yeah, and then another question, I think they ask upside the host, yeah. They can even ask you, why do you want to move to the US? 'Cause why do you want to move? Just find something, just say maybe you want to improve maybe your studies, work, and help your family and such things. Just don't just don't just, even if maybe you don't know the answer of the question, don't keep quiet, because they'll be like, you know just, if they've asked you why you want to move, because they can, why this is your country, you want to move from your country and go to a whole, different country. So just say, you want to go and improve your studies and work hard there, yeah, and maybe help your family or something. Yeah, so I think those are the most common asked questions. Yeah, those are the ones that I can say the main one, but there is a lot of questions. Do your research, if you're married, do your research of married questions. If you're single, you ask question about yourself, so there's nothing to panic about. Yeah, and I think I don't have much to say on this video. I just wanted to give my experience. Okay, after they've asked your question and they've proven it's you, I think they changed. Before they were giving, I don't know, a green or what, but for me, I was not given such. I was just told that you've passed and you take your passport from DHL, I think in a week or two with the visa. Yeah, you just leave your passport, and I think in 2 weeks they'll send your visa through DHL. Oh, sorry, they'll send the passport through DHL, and you get your passport with the visa, and then you're given 6 months to travel. Yeah, I think you're given 6 months, so that's why you need to be prepared, because in 6 months, if maybe una fare, if you don't have the fare, things can go bad. So you just need to be prepared, and everything will go well. So that's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. We're on the road to 3,000 subscriber. Share with your friends and family, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.